More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brandi.
And welcome to another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. What's going on? We back with another one.
I'm probably gonna be making a lot of noise.
It's all right. Listen, it's been so much. Us podcasting doesn't even feel right.
You mean right now?
Right now, in this very second.
Yes, a lot happening.
Usually when we podcast, like that's what we're doing for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but this just being sandwiched in with all the other stuff we have to do is just seems a little cruel.
Yeah, I got on my nice little Nike jacket, but right under this I got my paint clothes. As soon as this thing go off, we have to paint.
So let's fill everybody in. A little life update before we kick off this week's subject. What's going on with the Davis tribe? What we got going on?
We are looking for a new humble abode.
Woo, I'm gonna give some rent. That's the wrong sound, baby.
We are house shopping while also house selling. So this week, has been dedicated to getting the house fixed up, prettied up, and ready for the market. Like right now, our house looks really lived in.
Oh my God.
And so when we put it on the market, kind of people have to walk in and envision themselves living in this place.
Nice.
Yeah, and it ain't that right now. Right now, it's like, oh, that's their house. This is what they do. So we got to put all this podcast stuff away, all of our lovely pictures. So if you guys will be watching the YouTube, this will probably be the last time. Well, it's gonna be the last time that they see this wall.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be here, but it'll be gone. Like our pictures won't be there. It's gonna be Davis-ized.
Dang, do we need to talk about whether or not we need to do like a mid-season break or something?
I mean, it might be possible, and then come back in a new space.
But
who knows how long that will take? Like,
look, we can sit Indian style and podcast in the new space. But yeah, so that's been quite the journey. So for those of y'all who don't know, there's a space for a lot of conversation here because this was Brandi's original house, right? So me and my tribe,
yes,
we moved in with Brandi and her kids when we got married, right? Yes. And when we did that, it was with the idea that it was temporary. Right? And as you know, life just be lifing. So temporary turned into
4 years.
Well, I guess that's temporary.
Yeah, like who's to say temporary? But what's the timeline?
Here's the thing.
Because it definitely went like 6 months.
Here's the thing. In the beginning, right, we had one more because before our oldest went off to college, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children, not even including you and me. Because that's 7 people in one house. Yep. But it was 5 kids in one living space.
And we only have 4 bedrooms. So obviously somebody's out of bedroom at that point.
Look here.
At that point, it was 2 people who were without a bedroom.
It was air mattresses. It was just make a pallet on the floor, eat your food here. Ain't enough room at the table. It was a lot, y'all. But I think this is important because there's a lot of people who come from the blended family space, or maybe you don't come from a blended family space. You just come from the family space and you make it work. You make it work for the sake of family. And even though that was a test of patience, because like I said, that's a lot of kids and not enough square footage.
Yeah, it's not a lot of house. and we have a dog. So like,
did we forget about the dog?
The share space with the dog too.
Golly, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. But there's a lot of people just like trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? And I do think there's a silver lining here that it kind of forced us to cohabitate. It forced us to eat together. It forced us to communicate. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we go straight into the big house. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
Everybody
enough
just
room
go
for us to go into our own space. And although we're under the same roof, we're not engaging. We're not interacting.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
So knowing that this was my house, that not number one, that's just like it's my house. That's number one. But then it's also my house that I lived in with my ex. How did you feel coming into that space?
I try not to think about it that much. So it does help to know that this is petty, but it does help me. Judge me if you want. It does help me to know that a lot of the time that you guys spent here was separate.
Yeah.
Like he was in one area, you were in your own area. So that helps me.
Okay.
That helps me to know that,
process
like,
mentally.
Yeah, like even when we go to bed at night, we go in a room. He didn't really share that much time there in the room with him. You know, it was a large portion. He was in his own space. That helps me.
Okay.
That helps.
I remember you asking me about the bed. Like, did y'all share this bed? And I'm like, actually, this was my bed. So we didn't necessarily share a bed or really a bedroom because when we were living together, we were in a different bedroom.
That helps me a great deal. But just on a lower functioning level, right? Because I'm fully able to admit this is just male ego.
Yeah.
As a man, I don't like being in another space that a man can say that's my house.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, ooh, I don't like that.
He pulls that card quite often.
He ain't never said it to me.
Yeah, of course not.
But you know, I don't like that. I don't like you know, even like when you go like when they kid exchange, you know, you drop the kids off or something. I can fully say this has never felt like my house.
Yeah, I can see that.
This has never felt like my house. I've come to think of it as home, but it still feels like
somebody like rented or somebody else's house.
I feel like I'm. Yeah.
Go ahead, say what you was gonna say.
Nah,
you feel like you what?
Nothing. I don't have the language for it, but I think essentially that's the best way to put it. It just doesn't feel like mine. It's not mine.
It's not.
This is not my house.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't like that.
Essentially, I share those same like feelings. Like I don't really feel like this is my house either. Like obviously I own it, but it just suited my life at a different time.
Yeah.
So now when I am thinking about like, oh, we got to fix this, or this was this way for a reason. Like in my head, I'm just like, none of this makes sense. Like, why are we still here? So I think I'm getting like that itch of like, I'm just ready to go. Like I'm ready. Yeah. This is like besides the kids, obviously, this is like one of the last, or maybe the last tie that I have with my ex. So it's just like getting out of here, getting it sold, getting the loan paid off. All of those things just feel like finality. And, you know, I've been divorced 6 years now. So
2016?
No, I got divorced in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it was like the
6
judge
years,
signed the paper, stamped it. I was divorced. So, yeah, it feels like it's been a very long time coming. And, you know, there were different situations and different reasons why I had to stay in the house for as long as I did. But I mean, it's literally, I didn't want this house to begin with. Like this was like okay, I have to compromise because I'm married type of situation. And now everything that either happens or goes wrong with just like reinforces that feeling of, like I didn't want to be here. It was all his fault. Like, you know, and I think as a divorcee, you have things that take you back to moments in your previous marriage, like whether it be a memory or, you know, whatever it is. But this house is like one of those things that like I can't seem to escape. Like I remember when it was a couch there and I had a whole moment on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like memories that are
you
attached
be reminiscing?
Trust me, that is not a reminiscence.
I'm playing.
That is not a reminiscence. Well, without getting into too much details, it was like one of those moments where I was like, I need to get out of this.
Yeah.
But I remember those, like, I feel like this house holds sadness. Like it holds those bitter memories for me. And I am so ready to be out of here.
Yeah. I will say something that has been dope, therapeutic in a way, and also it shows me how important it is just for mental health, is how much more peaceful the house feels the more we declutter. Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the amount of stuff that was here versus now. I was like, dang, do we really need all of that? But also like now it starts getting clearer up. it feels different. Like the house just feels different. And I think that speaks to just a lot of mental health stuff in general. Like we hold on to a lot of stuff that we just don't need to. You know what I mean? And the more you clear out, and that kind of speaks to what you're saying. The more you clear out stuff, the more space you have to leave room for new. You know what I'm saying? So
this time
we're decluttering life. We're decluttering
breaking it all
everything.
down, letting go, and walking out. I'm really excited for what God is about to do. Don't know exactly what it is, but I'm expecting great things, and really hope that if we do decide to take a mid-season break, not sure if we will or not, but if we do, that the new space will be just 10 times better. This space served us well. Like we were able, it was very versatile. We didn't have to rent anywhere. We didn't have to go use nobody else's equipment or no one else's studio. Like God really opened up a lane for us right here in our home, where even if our kids are here, they're upstairs and we can still do what He has ordained us to do in this season. So it's been a real blessing. And I am praying that the new house has space for a podcast studio, because I'm not trying to still go nowhere.
If we can make it work here.
We had a whole unused room here. Like
all we need is a wall. Just give us one wall. We're going to put up this little neon joint
for our bedroom.
There we go. Turn that mug around. I'm with it.
Listen.
But I don't know. I'm really leaning towards, and I hope clutches pearls, y'all put your seatbelt on. I am really advocating for a mid-season break. Just because it is a lot right now.
It is.
It's a lot. And I'm trying to fit in the other stuff amongst all the other things we have to do.
Yeah.
We're getting the house ready, stopping, fixing stuff. But we still got life stuff. Like this week, my son was playing in a parade. The kids got honors. There's dance recitals, soccer games. Like there's that life stuff. Then there's us. Like, I don't even think I realized it till like when the kids left. When they went with their others. But I was like, dang, like I feel slightly disconnected. You know, you just go through the rigmarole of like doing life. We sitting on 2 different couches. It happens. Like, you know what I mean? Like we got a lot of stuff to do, but I don't want to miss out on the other stuff because we're trying to maintain duties. You know what I mean?
See, I get that. I understand how that can happen. I do feel like this week though has show me something else, because I don't think we get a lot of opportunities to, like, and this is going to sound weird because we're married, but work together. Like, obviously we do the podcast together, but we've had to like work together on painting or taking down the daggone microwave or something like that. And like those moments to me where we're getting things accomplished are really significant to me, because it's cool to go on dates and hold hands and stuff, but like to know that we can work together for a particular end goal and see that thing come to fruition, that's been really rewarding for me this week.
See, that's the part I like. That happened after kids left. I'm talking about during the week before the painting, when we just going through our life. You look up, it's like, dang, we ain't been intimate in once in 3 weeks, you know, or like, you know, not even like, because it's not about keeping count, but it's just about connection. You know what I'm saying? Or, man, when's the last time this, or when's the last time that? So, like, if you're not paying attention to it and you're just going throughout the rigmarole, like you sometimes can get lost in that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that why you tried to secretly record me so that you can have the moments when they get few and far between?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I told her not to talk about this other podcast, but she hard-headed. I should stop this joint and just start over. That's what I should do.
I thought when you said we could do the sex episode that you was giving me the green light.
Just because we said sex episode don't mean we got to talk about that.
Okay, I won't talk about it.
We here now. So
and you still got time to back out. You better make sure you comfortable.
This is you already said what it was. We're in the middle of the episode. You said I was recording you. We're here.
You could have been recording me doing anything. In the shower.
Either way, it's creepy. I would rather explain it now so no one has the ability to just like go off.
You can record me if you want to.
Oh my God.
So can I tell the story from my perspective?
Oh no.
And then you can explain why you did it. We don't have to. I promise you, we can move right on past.
We're already here. We have to explain it now because people are gonna be like, "Yo, this is creepy."
Okay, so the other day, after our
yesterday
was it yesterday?
It was last night, wasn't it?
No, It was the night before last.
Okay.
We were having a session doing what married people do very, very, very well. After our little pregame, you know what I'm saying? We resetting, going to, make sure everything's in place and where it needs to be for the next round. And I couldn't find something.
What was you looking for?
You want me to tell them what I was looking for?
I don't mind. They already know.
I was looking for the rose.
This is the sex episode. This is the sex episode.
I was looking for the rose. We had to get set up for the next situation. So I'm like, okay, now we're going to introduce the apparatus. And so I'm looking for it and I can't find it. Obviously, we're in a room. It's pitch black. So I'm like palming. And he says, just use my phone. And right as I went to grab his phone, and then he goes, oh, no, wait. So I had already had the phone in my hand and I flip it over and I see that it's like a voice note going. So obviously I'm like, oh, you've been recording us. I didn't make a big deal out of it because to me, not a big deal. But I was like, hey, yo, like you wasn't going to tell me that you're going to record this. I mean, I could have put on my performance voice or something. I could have turned it up a notch if that's what you wanted. Yeah, we played past it and kept going and kept recording. Yeah. And so afterwards I was like, oh, so we're just not gonna talk about this. You're just not gonna tell me like what's up. Like, I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? But can I get a heads up? So what was that all about, man?
I was just trying to see what it sounded like. I was trying to hear what that'd be like. That's all I wanted. So pre us starting to be intimate, I think you got up and went to use Brandi. You went somewhere, and I was like, I'm finna get it popping. And then I had a thought of like, ooh, I bet it would be dope to like get a voice note, like hear what it sound like. So you
be there,
huh?
You be there. You know what it's
you in the moment. You're not really paying attention. Like
okay.
You know, it's different. Like when you're hearing from the
ASMR.
outside of the you hearing outside of the. When you in the moment, you ain't thinking about it. You just in your bag. So I hit the voice note, and I don't know if I had the presence of thought like, oh, I'm not gonna say nothing. I think once you got in and I got it started, I couldn't find the right way to just introduce it.
Hey, I'm recording.
Like,
by the way,
because even the way I went into our intimate time was like, I wasn't like no foreplay. I was just aggressive. I was like, as soon as she laid down, I just started like taking her clothes off. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know. I just couldn't find it's like jump rope. You're trying to find a place to like jump in and do your double dutch. I couldn't find a place. And plus, like, I'm getting it popping. I wasn't even thinking about like, I completely forgot I did that, which is why I said, hey, yo, get my phone and, try to find the rose or whatever.
But as soon as it dawned on you, you said, oh, no, wait.
I get the phone and she was like, oh, no, hold on. wait. I don't think in my mind I was like, oh, I'm not going to tell her. I just couldn't find the right time. And plus, once we get in the sex mode, I lose track of everything. So I completely forgot until. Then I was like, oh, this is about to look mad weird. I'm so glad that you weren't just like, why are you? I'm so glad that it wasn't like really? Like you're recording me? Because that would have mortified me. I would have been mortified.
Well, you weren't just recording me. You was recording you too. Like, I mean.
I don't need permission for that.
But I'm saying, like, I didn't think that you were trying to expose me or, whatever. Like, you're in it too. Like, so, I mean, not in it because it wasn't video, but whatever. So, yeah, it just caught me off guard because I was like, so we just not going to talk about it?
I said, use my phone. No, hold on, wait.
And I'm like in the throes of obviously like, okay, we just finished round one and, round two is quickly approaching. So I wasn't about to stop and have a conversation about like, hey, yo, why are you recording me? But
embarrassment. Embarrassment.
We was definitely going to talk about it afterwards. I woke up the next morning like, so you just going. So what did you do with it? Where's it at? You still have it?
Yes, my phone.
Oh, so you're planning on just like keeping it long term?
I got a little folder of our nasty stuff. Oh. Stuff you done sent me. Just like, I keep it in a little hidden folder. I'm just going to tuck it in that. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. I don't. I think you should delete. After you've indulged, you have to delete.
You don't have any stuff?
We have children. No.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I have a hidden folder. But
that's what I'm talking about. I got a hidden folder too. You got to have keepsakes. you gotta have keepsakes. You gotta have something every once in a while to just look at and be like,
Just need a reminder.
that's what I got at the crib.
So is there anything that you feel like is off limits in the bedroom? You
For
personally,
me?
yeah.
Like that I just won't do.
Yeah, like
My butthole's
we've
off
already
limits. Don't like that under no circumstances. Is that what you meant? Because I just want to go out there and say that is completely off limits.
Well, I was leaning more on the thoughts of like, is there just stuff that you don't want to try? Remember when we did our Let's Get Deep card pack, and you were going through our old clips a couple days ago, and that clip where it say choked or spanked, and you were adamant like, don't choke me, Brandi. Have you went on the other side of that? Are you open to it now?
There's one time you just did it. I'm still not a fan. Like there's nothing I would ever request. I know enough now that if it happens, it's not enough for me to be like, all right, yo, stop. Like I don't feel violated.
It's
by
a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't feel violated by it, but I won't go as far as to say I enjoy it. No.
Still no.
Still no.
I think on that
Didn't get me going.
Same episode we talked about spitting, like spitting in the mouth.
Yeah.
And it's still a hard no for me. I don't draw many lines, but I hate when you do that.
You got paint in your locks.
Okay, well, say something.
We in the middle of a podcast episode.
Maybe think it's a bug crawling over here.
I would say that.
But it definitely is one of those things where I just can't get with it. I saw a whole podcast discussion the other day about like what it does and how it's a turn on and how like spitting in someone else's mouth. And I just can't find the rhyme or reason for me. No shame to anybody who does that, to each its own. But I think that's like the one thing that's completely off limits for me. Don't spit on me.
Yeah.
Not even like, yeah. I don't even like when you French kissing and it's a lot of saliva that's exchanging back and forth. Like that turns me off completely. I don't want to taste your spit. Tongue, cool. Spit, hard no. I'm going to pull back every time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another things that just don't do anything for me. I'm very like, I've learned that I'm like vanilla.
You say that, but no, you're not.
If there's like a special vanilla, like a vanilla that's got like some nice stuff on top of it, like, you know, you can have the vanilla ice cream, but then you could throw some like Reese's on top or like some caramel or something. I'm vanilla, but like,
you're vanilla sundae.
I'm a sundae. I'm vanilla, but it's like some extra on there. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're vanilla at all. But so
in terms of like what I see other people do, like it's a big sex world out there.
There is.
And when I see that stuff,
90% of us would be vanilla. The 10% is like you can't base yourself. You can't judge yourself on the 10% because there's some people out here having sex with donkeys and
and
dead people and all types of stuff. Like
it's a big nasty world out here.
You can't judge yourself on the extremes.
But like even because those are extremes, but like the spitting thing.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Like, don't spit in my mouth.
I wonder who decided that. Like,
it's, you know what's crazy is that pornography, like,
when did we determine
drives the sex world? And it was some nasty dude behind the church was like, yeah, spit in her mouth. And like, huh? Yeah, spit in her mouth. They're like, okay. Like, and now it's just like, oh, that's what sexy is. Nah, no one, y'all didn't think of that. Some nasty dude sitting behind the camera thought of that.
It's so disgusting.
That's why y'all can't be getting
here. Like, when I think of things that someone could do to disrespect me, not outside of sex, outside of the bedroom, but like if I'm in an argument or somebody just wants to be mean and disrespectful to me, the first thing that I think would lend me to go to jail is either do something to my kids or spit on me. If you spit on me, I'm going to jail because I'm going to try to rip your face off.
Well, isn't it different when it's in the context of sex?
No, I can't flip that.
Well,
that's disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not advocating for spitting because I'm not with that either. But I just mean like most of the time, some people in the context of sex want to do something that is not their normal. Like for instance, like if I just slap you in your butt in a supermarket, you would be like, "Hey, hold on, excuse me." But in the context of sex, it's like, oh, yeah.
But we got relationship there. Like, you talking about if me and you are in a grocery store, you slap me on my back. No, you do that all the time.
If me and you're horse playing and I grab you by your neck, you would say, don't grab my neck. I don't like that. And I don't play like that. if we having sex, it's like, ooh, choke me. Like it's different. Like the context is different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
spit don't cross boundaries like that. It doesn't cross the color lines for me. Like it's black or white. Don't spit on me. I don't want it.
I don't know. Is it like a powerless? Like when you did that podcast, what were they talking? Is it more like a degraded thing? Do people like being degraded?
No, people were talking about kinks. And so that's
well, it's a kink, but like every kink has like an underlying thing it does for them. Like for instance, you have a guy who's very powerful outside.
Yeah, I don't think these people were that profound. They were just talking about things that they like in the bedroom.
Some people like being degraded.
I guess, but they weren't being that descriptive. They were just talking about what they liked.
Okay, I got you.
But it made me think when you were going in your video voyeurism bag that
I hate this. I hate this. You foul. You so foul for bringing this up. I literally said.
I said we did have to talk about it.
After you already brought it up. Anyway,
I gave you an out. Anyways, ways to keep, like, how are we keeping it fresh? We have a lot of life stuff going on. Like we just touched the tip of the iceberg because that's the big momentous thing that's happening right now is buying a home. But also, like, we've been doing this thing. I know there are people who've been doing it for 20 years, but we've been doing it for 4 years. Semi-consistently, we're working on it. But, like, how do we keep it fresh? Like, what's for you keeping it fresh?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's gotten stale yet. Some people have to. I'm not at the point where I feel like I have to work on it yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the same way we've been doing this since the honeymoon is still good with me. Like,
I don't think this is intentional, but for me, it works that we don't have sex that often. Because when we do, it feels meaningful. It feels significant. It feels like... Of
course, steak is significant when you went 20 days without eating.
It's like we on the roller coaster, and I love this ride. I can't come to Cedar Point all the time, but when I do... I don't know. For me, it helps it still feel fresh. Like maybe if it was happening more frequently, it wouldn't feel like that. But you know, once or twice a week it's doing it for me right now, and it keeps it like spontaneous.
We don't do it once a week.
Oh my gosh.
We don't. We don't.
Talking about averages here, the law of averages.
It's like one.
We already had this conversation. We're not doing it again. We don't agree. And we're not doing it again.
I promise you I'm more accurate. I promise you.
We're not doing it again. What we are trying to do is talk about
I'm paying more attention to this.
Fresh. Because I think that, I know that we've been having several conversations with people that we're in close community with, and people who have been married the same amount of time as we have and already feel like it's stale or it's dying, or maybe they've already lost it. So what are some of the ways that like we stay engaged and stay connected to each other that help foster that?
Well, I will say this before I go into that. 40 has the approaching 40 has changed
your libido.
Name my libido, because the spirit is willing. It's the flesh that's weak. These knees. At the end of the night, I'd be really one to like, yo, we'll wait till the night. I have plans. But sometimes that bed feels so good. And the covers get so warm. I'm just like, you know what? There's always tomorrow. Like, I'm tired. Like I say that we say our prayers and I'm out of here. Don't know what happened.
Before the prayer is over. Before we say amen, Russell be snoring half the time.
Look here. So
like, this was supposed to be corporate prayer.
So it's not even like a desire thing or a libido thing, because I legitimately like you know, like I respond.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that, but yeah, this season of life as I approach 40 is just adjusting, you know.
It's really one of the negatives of us getting back together after 20 plus years. When we were young and sprightly, we gave all that energy to other people. Now that we're all like old and crusty or approaching that.
I didn't do it in my 20s.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
I want you to know. It's for me though.
I was in my 30s before it died.
It's refreshing to me not to be pressed about it.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah, in one context, this was all I thought about.
Mm-hmm.
It was all encompassing. It was like, oh my God. When I'm married, I should be. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I am not a teenager. I'm not about to masturbate my life away. Like this. I'm like, I'm not no kid. This is ridiculous. but it is refreshing just genuinely to not be pressed to like go to sleep and not feel like if I don't today, when will it ever, happen again,
I think that a lot of couples use sex as a means of connection. We may be disconnected throughout the day, but if we can lay down and do that, then it feels like all is right in the world.
I don't knock it either.
And
if that's your only means, then that's a problem. But it is a way.
That is one of the things that I termed in my last situation, the sex Band-Aid. Like, things are not where they need to be, but it always feels right when we connect in that way. And then we don't have to address the other stuff. And I do think that the fact that we enjoy each other as much as we do outside of the bedroom just kind of lends to the connection that we feel in. And I think a lot of couples struggle with maintaining like a level of not connection, because a lot of people who suffer in this area that we've had conversations with will say that we're friends, like that's my best friend, that's my homie, that's my da-da-da-da, but that doesn't necessarily translate to sex, just being my friend and my homie. So it's like this deeper of connection and intimacy that I think we just naturally have, even if we're just having intelligent conversation. It's not like I'm talking to my friend. It's like I'm talking to someone that I deeply, intimately, like on a soul connection, feel for. So when I feel that, like when we connect in the other way, it just transcends what we've already laid the foundation for. And I think that's a God thing. I don't think that's anything that you can manufacture. But when you have that type of connection with the person that you're ultimately laying down with, I think it makes those things easier, and it makes the less frequent encounters not okay, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it doesn't feel like such a loss when it's not happening as frequently.
Yeah. If sex is your only means of connection, then it definitely is not enough. But when you have the other stuff, and that's just another way, because I ain't gonna lie to you, after we have sex, I feel mad connected. Like,
absolutely. But I also feel really deeply connected when we're just talking.
Yeah, and maybe this is just one of those like gender things. But after 3 weeks, I'm feeling mad distant.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, because to me, the sex is just a byproduct of what's happening throughout the day.
So even
like
if all the other good stuff is happening, after 3 weeks, you still feel disconnected?
Well, usually the good stuff coincides with our sex. Like for us, I can't speak on anybody else, but usually our times where we're connected leads to sexual moments. Like you take a day when we've been together doing stuff all day. We're painting, we're working together. There's connectivity throughout the day versus a day where I went to work, you went to work, we came back. Oh, we got a podcast. We do the podcast. Oh, snap. Such got to go to basketball. Dang, Lily got soccer. But like those days naturally feel disjointed. You go to sleep, say the routine of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those don't usually lend to connectivity at the end of the day. But it's usually on those days where, oh, we have a date night. It's usually on those days where, oh, let's play phase 10. If you track it, those are usually the nights where it naturally, or even if you are tired at the end of the night, it's like, I desire you, because we've set a precedence throughout the day of connectivity. So I don't think sex should be like a way to stay connected, but I just think it enhances it. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that if it's 3 weeks of routine and you're not nourishing the relationship outside of sex, I don't think you're just gonna, I know me, I'm not jumping into bed on Friday like, oh, let's just do it. I need the connectivity. I need the, you know what I'm saying? That's what drives me to be intimate. You know what I'm saying?
So if you were to speak to someone who needs to foster that, like, do you think there are specific activities that you can do that bring that back to life? Like, how do you keep that connection throughout the week?
I like to just do things that re-invite me back into the place that I fell in love. Like that put me back in that space, right? If it was like for us, conversation, quality time, that's where me and you built our bond in this season, right? So anytime we do that stuff, it puts me back in that space, right? We could play a card game. We could play Uno Phase 10, and it puts me back in that space. if we just sitting down having a conversation about anything, like we could be talking about scriptures or something you saw on the podcast or something you heard a preacher say, and like those conversations bring me back to that place. You know, a lot of times even in counseling, how y'all meet again? You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd y'all get there?
To reestablish that, like, what made you fall in love with this person?
Yeah, I know the issue right now is all present. It's all you think about, and it's glaring in front of you, you know. But let's unplug for a second. Like, how y'all meet? And go back to that place. Go back to that thing. What was the thing that made you fall in love? And for me, that helps me, and I think for anyone who's trying to stoke that flame, like, what is the thing that brought y'all together? What's the thing that you genuinely, outside of any other issue, what was the thing that when you participated in with this person made you fall in love?
Yeah, I think that when we're in relationship and I think one thing that we fail to realize is that people change, right? So depending on the season, depending on the life event, just depending on the trajectory of your life and the direction it's going and how happy you feel with that or how satisfied you feel in that, you know, people start to change and we start to evolve as we grow older. And sometimes when we're changing at different moments, we don't realize it until it starts affecting other things. So maybe this person's really career focused, but this one's like, no, I just need to build home. And then when we try to engage in each other sexually, we feel that disconnect because our lives are in different places. And I think for me to maintain that is just the check-ins. Like, I love the moments where we can just stop and be like, yo, what's going on with you? Like, so I can understand your frame of mind, because I don't think for us, we get a lot of opportunity to talk about just what fulfills us as individuals. We are a lot of times talking about what we're doing with the family, what we're doing with the business, what we're doing with this, what we're doing at church, what we're doing with the ministry. And it's never like understanding how you feel as a person, where you are as Russell Davis outside of your husbandship, your fatherhood, all of that, like where you are as a person. And it helps me understand then the decisions that you make. It helps me understand the time when you're, you know, hey, I need to go work on this. If I know where your mind is, for me, that helps me, not necessarily doesn't build intimacy, but it helps me connect to who you are. Because I see you when we're working together and we're interacting and when we're just doing life together. I don't necessarily just see you as my husband. Like, I see you as a person, and I want to know that person. I don't ever want that person to get lost in the titles. And so when we can sit down and have those moments where it's just like, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? What are you doing with this? What are you doing with that? I love those moments. And for me, those are the things that make me be like, yeah, this is who I'm supposed to be with. This is why I love him, because I love that about you. I love your goals. I love your drive. I love your creativity. And so anytime that we can connect and talk about those things, I think that that does it for me.
Yeah. I think anything that inspires intentional connectivity, whatever it is for you, is super important. We, especially people who have been together for a long time, like when you're in the beginning of a relationship, you don't have to work for that at all. Like, you're so all consumed by this person, the newness of it all the new characteristics, this new energy that just came into your life. Like, you don't have to work for it all. You know, chemically, your body's responding in a way that makes you desire that connection.
Absolutely.
But the longer you're with somebody, the more it becomes just, you know, this is just what we do. This is just who this person
familiar.
is. Routine, familiar. That's the perfect word for it. You get familiar. I think we got to stay curious.
Absolutely.
We have to stay curious. And it's so easy to lose that. It's so easy to lose that, which is why the intentionality part has to happen.
You know, some of the sexiest times for me, for like when I see you in your element, when I see you preach and when I see you in the studio. That would do it for me every single time. Like, if you ever need a clue of like, hey, is she feeling it? Did I preach today? Was I in the studio? Was
Oh
she
my
with me? Everybody always be like, when we're at church and it's your turn to preach, they be like, why was you just staring at him like that? You was praying hard. I'm like, I was lusting. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
That's wild. That's crazy.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I be
Lusting
like,
in the
"Oh,
sermon
what'd you
is
say?"
crazy.
Praise the Lord.
Nah, I feel you. I don't know what that is. I think, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but I feel that.
Yes, like just seeing you like command a room or just walking your purpose, like that's freaking sexy to me. I don't know why or how or.
Nah, I feel less creepy for how I be feeling when you be on your Zoom meetings at work.
Okay, well, no, that's different because it's just like, sir, stop, get out the background, please.
We're like, say merger again. Say clarify
You
again.
putting on your glasses for your meeting? I'll be like, if you do not go somewhere,
Ooh.
got on your little sexy work top, I'll be
Oh,
like, sir.
snap. Be like, don't pull out the chart. Don't get to talking about the data.
Oh my gosh.
No, but there's something about seeing your person in the element. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. And you keep finding new areas of what were we just talking about?
Interest?
Element. You find new areas of element. You keep coming up with new stuff, and it's really exciting.
I feel like one of the things that I have always envied about you is right, wrong, or indifferent. You always have known, like, I felt called to this. Like music. And I knew I wanted to be an artist in the 3rd grade. Like that stuff. I was writing songs and I was doing it. I didn't have that. I didn't really have that passion for anything growing up. Like for me, it was like survive the day. Woo, we made it. I was dreaming and envisioning, like, how am I gonna make it without getting beat today? No, I'm just playing. I wasn't that bad, but
this is crazy.
It wasn't that bad.
Quit down talking about mama.
It wasn't that bad. I was joking, but I don't know. I just felt like I didn't have space to think about what was gonna come next. So now, in my big grown age of 40, like I'm still trying to figure that out.
I think certain gifts lend to easier paths. Mm-hmm. Like for the person who's just very organized and strategic, and for the person who is a doer or a natural helper or server, like sometimes it's harder to find the path in that. Mm-hmm. Like for your specific skill set, I think you intentionally or not even intentionally, you just end up landing in these roles that you thrive in because they come with a skill set that is necessary for that job and you thrive in it. You know what I mean? Like I envy that. Like I love being a creative, but it means nothing if there's no strategy behind it. All the creativity in the world without the stick-to-itiveness and the strategicness of it, I'd be like, how does she do that? I'll have like, yo, this is what the ministry needs. Like I can see it. I'll know the reason why. I can be like, okay, this is what we need. And then after the idea's out there, I'm like, okay, I said the idea.
I put it out there in the universe.
We had the meeting. I said this is what we need to do.
But who's gonna do it, Russell?
to me, like I'm learning a lot from you. I know we're getting off subject. I'm learning a lot from you in the like. After the idea, what's the next part look like? Because you'll be like, I'll just see a text come through, bring. I'm like, oh shoot, dang, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Or, hey y'all, we need to do this. Or hey, make sure the forms come out for the trip we're trying to do with the kids. Like, oh dang it, that's good. But it's teaching me. It's teaching me. So that's sexy in and of itself.
I was gonna say, because it's totally not off subject, because it's a genuine interest in the person that you're with, and I think that just lacks in a lot of relationships. Where just like you just stop being interested in the person. It became more of what can you do for me? What do I get out of the situation? And my curiosity. You feel like you know everything about a person after the in-depth conversations that we've had, after the long drawn out talks on the podcast. I still feel like I don't know everything about you. And I want to. Like, I'm still curious about you. And that curiosity for me drives me to want to please you not just sexually, but in every area. Like, it makes me more attracted to you. It makes me, I don't know what the word is, but there's still a pull, like, oh, I want to know more about that. And staying curious and then finding out something new, or going to another level intimately, where we're like talking about not more just like, this is what I experienced when I grew up, but this is how it made me feel, and this is how it's manifesting in my life, and this is what I'm doing to change it. Those things like that make me feel more connected to you, and I think it just translates to what happens in the bedroom.
Absolutely. I think everybody has to fight against familiar.
Yeah.
Like, don't get so familiar with your person that you, like, we have to be able to express desire. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that I've talked to, a lot of couples that, you know, we've been blessed to work with, or even just like, even in our own lives, like at some point we forget how to express desire. Like when you're in your honeymoon phase and you're just tiptoeing on the sexual stuff, it's easy then. It's like, oh, like I'm fighting it like I want you. But when it's not a, ooh, is this gonna happen? And it's, no, this is my wife.
Yeah.
This is my husband. You know, like when it's just a solidified part of your life, at some point you have to be intentional of expressing desire. I will never forget. It was recently, maybe. I can't remember, but I remember you said to me,
You'll never
like,
forget, but you can't remember.
I don't remember the exact moment or what was happening. I just remember what you said and how it made me feel.
Okay.
I remember you said, "You look really good today," and I said, "Oh, thank you." But I initially was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thank you," and then you were like, you said something to the effect of like, "That's sexy," and I remember like. Like legitimately like almost
like
blushing
kid,
like,
yes.
like you'll chill, like stop, like, but I remember that feeling, right? And that is a lost art in long-term relationships, the art of, number one, complimenting, and also like flirting. Y'all, flirting is not just to get somebody, flirt to keep them. Still flirt.
You don't like my flirting.
I think I just found out what it was. So the other day, I tried to flirt with her. I can't remember what I said. And she said, ew. And I was like, okay. I said something. She was like, ew. And I said, you know, I still haven't figured out how to flirt with you. 4 years in, and I am clueless on how to flirt with you.
I told him he's just too sensitive for my flirting.
She said, I think you're too sensitive. I said, oh, so what is it? And you said, when I said ew, I was like, nigga. Yo, that is, if that's what it is, I just have to learn how to speak that language. But I will have to say, that is a terrible flirt.
It's not. Like I told you, like there is a large part of me, because I'm going to say this term and you tell me if it matches, but this is what I feel sometimes. Like, I'm an alpha female. I'm very bossy. I know what I want. I'm very direct. I usually am in charge of things. I lead most of the groups that I'm in. So I feel like I want to be pursued. Like, and I like playing a little hard to get. I like being chased a little bit. Like, nah, it's just not going to come easy to you. So when I fight, like you say something cutesy and I fire back, like, I want you to keep coming. I don't want you to just be like, oh, she hurt my feelings and now it's it. Like, I like the, like, girl, stop playing with me. Come here. Like, I like that. So I'm going to make it hard for you. It's really on par with my personality, I would say. For you to think that I was gonna be soft and demure and be,
I just want to be able to say like nice things to you and just not get hit with insults back, I guess.
It wasn't an insult.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't an insult. Okay. It was just a reaction. That's what I'm saying. You have to be just a little less sensitive.
I'm trying. This is like a core aspect of my personality. It's a defining characteristic of who I am. I'm a sensitive guy.
And I'm not.
It's like if I say something to be sexy, right? And number one, this is my area of like, you got to know the pre-work of me even hyping myself up to say this, because I've been shot down in this area so much, right? So I'm hyping myself up.
Not
like,
with me.
huh?
Not with me.
Well, yeah, he said you.
That wasn't shooting you down.
It's like like if I'm not just initiating sex, because I'm not trying to have sex with you in this moment. So the rejection isn't in the like, hey, I'm trying to get it popping.
Yeah.
It's in the like, hey, yo, I don't remember what I said, but like, if I'm just trying to like have playful moments, I don't know how to play with you, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I can't physically play because you don't like to do that verbal play. I don't know how to do. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find it. I haven't given up. I'm trying to find it.
I think we have that area of flirtatiousness that we thrive in.
What is it?
If you let me get there. It's the area of like the spontaneous play. I think we do well in. Like, you always tell me, you try to match my energy, and I always go above and beyond that. Like, when it's just not the I don't think we're the traditional, hey baby, you come here, googly stuff like that. But when we're just having fun and playful together, to me, that's flirty. When we're dancing in a grocery store or in the middle of the living room, or like we're, I don't know, singing songs together and dancing on each other, or I don't know, whatever those little spontaneous, goofy moments is. The things that come into my head recently are like when you toss me the ramen noodles in the grocery store, or like all the videos that you have of us just kikiing, like us just playing. Like, that's cool for me. I like that, where it feels like I can be myself. I am not the girly, like, come cuddle on me, flirty, like flipping my hair. Like, that's just not me. Like, I'm goofy, and that's where I thrive, and that's where I feel playful and flirty and like desirable with you. It's like when we're hyping each other up to do something really silly.
Okay. Yeah. It's super important in relationships.
It is. It's to find whatever y'all groove is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a one size fits all.
And it's good to know that like that is a journey. So even what y'all hear us articulating, like 4 years in, we're still trying to figure out, like, okay, in this season, what does flirting look like? Because in one season, it wasn't hard at all. Like I said, I keep referencing the beginning of the relationship, but like, we in a honeymoon period, like, I'm not even trying to be myself. Like, I'm just responding. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this ain't like how, you know what I mean? But there's a transition part where like, I'm just comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
the mask come off. Drop the facade, and it's just like, this is who I am.
Which is where the curious part comes in, because if you stay curious, then that won't get missed upon you.
Yeah.
Like, when you're curious, you wake up every day like, okay, how am I going to interact best in this moment, or how do I be playful in this moment? So even us, like, shoot, 4 years in, relationship podcast, happily married, and there's still areas that require intentionality and figuring it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think staying curious, finding, like, I think it's a lost art of like finding the thing that you both feel close and comfortable in, and really pushing that. So like I said, for me, it's like that moment where we're just being super playful. Like, it's not anything serious. It's just, we're vibing. We're in the room painting, and we're listening to old school R&B, and we're just singing and having fun. Like, to me, those moments help lend to what happens later on. But also, I think there's a spiritual side of it. And I think our connectivity, the fact that we can worship together, the fact that we can pray together, it was a huge insecurity for me at the beginning of our relationship to like pray with you. It felt so awkward. It felt contrived. It did. Yeah. I was crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. While talking about prayer and worship, hell yeah, it did. Wow.
But
all right.
Anyways, yeah, no, it was really hard for me. It was an insecurity that I think you knew about anyways. Like, my time with God was very personal.
Oh, so just in general with people?
No, I'm talking about with you. Like, when we would lay down in the beginning of our marriage, and we would lay down, I feel like I mean, it could just be because I was insecure about it. But my prayers were very, Lord, thank you for the day, and thank you for your time and for your grace and for your mercy, Jesus. And it wasn't like the desire of my heart. Like now, the prayers that you fall asleep on are like me, like really going to the throne.
Don't act like I always fall asleep.
And
don't act like you ain't never fell asleep. I say, in your mighty match's name, amen.
Amen.
And here you are, calling the heart. Anyway.
But now that we have the connection on a spiritual level as well, like when we finally found our home in worship and we can do that together, no holds barred, like that too. I think 9 times out of 10 when we have sex, that's what it comes after.
I'm trying to figure out how you were shy praying with me, but first time I come to church with you next to me, Roto Candy Amanda.
Listen.
I was like, oh, this worship is intense.
First of all, when me and the Lord get together.
I'm trying to figure out.
When me and the Lord get together.
I'm trying to figure out why you can't pray with me together, but you could be right next to me.
When he said.
Calling down there, Roto Mandia da 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 Candy.
When he let me touch that. When he let me touch that him. I don't know what's about to happen.
I'm trying to figure out where the shy
get to. Like when it's at church and it's corporate, I think, especially at the church that we go to now, but it was my home church before you joined. It was definitely like that's the spirit in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once the spirit fall, it's like I don't have it. But trying to get into that realm when it's just me and you was difficult for me. It was when corporately, and I got a praise and worship leader and all that, but just like, okay, I need to feel comfortable enough to like be myself and stop thinking about what I'm saying or how you are perceiving what I'm saying and like just talk to God. I could do that by myself all day, but when it's a voice or when there are eyes peering into that, it was a vulnerable space. It's just another area of access that I had to let you into.
Yeah.
And for me, once I did that, that also built the intimacy. So I think that if foundationally that is there, then the other stuff can tend to follow. But I feel like having that connection spiritually takes our intimate time to another level.
For sure. This podcast is open to everybody, but this part is exclusively for the Jesus people.
Those who call on the name of the Lord.
That sex is a God thing. He created it. He designed it. It is a extension of his love and grace for his children to enjoy in the sanctity of marriage. And anything that you do intentionally together, anything that you do to incorporate God within your relationship, in your marriage, in your home, is going to bleed into what you share sexually, because they're not two different things.
And any church that tells you differently, you should question it, raise your hand, have a side conversation with the pastor, because it ain't right.
I don't think anybody would say that. They just don't talk about it at all, if anything. So, yeah, like sex is a spiritual thing. Even if you're not a Christian, sex is a spiritual thing. Mm-hmm. And when you include God in your union, when you let him in the bedroom, look at here. I wish I had a firework button.
We need that. We need a little clip of me saying it'd be holy and horny in there. Cause they do.
My favorite clip of the podcast. Do it not. Do it not. It'd be holy and horny in there.
Cause they do.
Nah, for real. I think that's the number one take I get from people that listen to this podcast. They'll be like, man, we need y'all out here. Like, I haven't heard any Christian platform talk about sex the way y'all do.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Like, it's like
when it's done right.
Once we get outside of the don't do it outside of, okay, we in a marriage established. Now have fun, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's, if there's anxiety around it, if for some reason y'all not clicking, take it to God. Like, legitimately pray about it. Apart from each other and together. Talk about what you want to experience in your bedroom. If it's not clicking, if you're not fulfilled in the area, that is not God's will for your life. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You didn't get tricked by doing it God's way, by waiting for marriage. It's just a journey you're on, and he won't fail you in that area. So, yeah, let him in the bedroom.
And I think too, most people who, whether you waited till you got married to have sex or you started way younger, either or, when you start, you don't know everything. Like, you have to learn. So if you guys have waited until you're married to do that, then your journey just starts from that moment. Some of us started prematurely, so we have more evidence to tap into. But there is, in my opinion, I've never experienced it, but when I knowing now what I know about sex and God's intention for sex, that to me there is nothing more holy between two people than having those experiences together for the first time. And if I could go back and do it again, I love all my kids, but I would save it. If knowing what I know now, I would save it, and I would learn that with one person.
Facts. Yeah, y'all, stay curious. Enjoy the bedroom. That's what it's for. The marital bed is undefiled. Okay. Yeah,
life gonna life, but that's still your wife. Love her.
That part.
Celebrate her. And women do the same. I don't have no rhyming one for a husband, but you the rapper. Go ahead, tell us.
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say.
As I said, life gonna life, but that's still your wife. What's one for a husband?
Yeah.
Failed.
Oh, wait. Keep talking. Let me think of something.
Well, my point of saying that is like, life is gonna get in the way. But it's about being intentional. And if you love that person, and if you've committed yourself to the rest of your life with that person, you might as well have fun with it. You might as well enjoy it. Y'all might as well make the absolute best. Try new things. Go new places. Do it new places. Take it outside the bedroom. Take it to the kitchen counter. Just make sure you wipe it off with some Lysol afterwards. Have fun.
All right.
Life is too short.
Absolutely.
It is too short to have boring sex or no sex at all.
That part.
You didn't come up with
one? Life is gonna be bad.
No.
Especially when it can.
What?
Life can get bad when it can.
What does that have to do with that?
Wait, I'm cooking. Hold on. Let me work it out.
Not cooking nothing.
Hold on, let me work this out. Life will get bad if it can.
But that's still your man.
I was trying to find a word to rhyme with husband. I couldn't, so I had to go to man. But then I said, well, what? Yeah, I'll try to work it out. As best I can do in short notice. All right. I'll come back next episode with a whole 16 bars. I got you. I can't do it.
The point being is you love the people that you're with and love them well. And that will,
I had a thought, but keep going.
And that will translate. We just we have to stay invested in our relationships.
And I know we're wrapping up, but this just dropped on me out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it does. I don't know who this is for, but ego ruins more sexual experiences than almost anything. Like trying to save the person that you're with's ego, because you don't know how they're going to react if you say, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I just don't enjoy our sexual time together. And I know that will hurt to hear, but I also know from firsthand experience, I done talked to many a brother on this subject. Men love authenticity. Men want authenticity. Yes, we want a great time. We want and you can speak to women, but I would assume people just like real.
Absolutely.
People want authenticity. So over you just faking it or not faking it at all and just going through the motions, I think both of you guys would enjoy the space more if you're both authentically enjoying that space with one another.
Yeah. One thing that I love about you is that you are the most unselfish lover that I have ever been with. Like, I know that your goal is to please me. Yeah. And then that makes me want to please you. So I think that just to pair along with what you're saying, like having the mindset of like, I want this to be an enjoyable experience for both of us, not just me. So if my person is telling me, hey, I don't like it when you do that, instead of taking it as an insult, take it as a challenge. Like, perfect. Okay, tell me what you do like, because I want to get that right. Yeah. If you say you really like it when I do that, I'm not switching it up until you tell me it's time to switch up. Don't switch it up because you think it's right. Like, what is working for them? And I think that's a big failure is we just assume that I can do this and they're going to like it.
That's it.
But if I ain't never told you that I like that, if you ain't never tried it and I responded amazingly to it, stop trying it. It just don't work for me. Or if I need a little bit more work in that area, if I need a little bit more gas before we hit the throttle, like give me gas. Like as long as I need. If I need 15 to 20 minutes of foreplay, give me that.
Yeah. And don't assume that like sex is like uniform or like it's just the same for everybody. Everybody's body is different. And whatever worked in your last relationship, whatever you've been doing, like if sex for you is the same as it's always been since you was like 16, I can almost guarantee it's trash. Like, how that don't sound nice.
If I was, at 17, 18, 19.
Like if you just quick pumping and thinking you doing something because you're grunting and going hard, like, no, learn, like legitimately have the conversation. And that's one thing I could say I really enjoyed about our sexual journey together is that we talked. Mm-hmm. I knew what you liked. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Before we even went that space, we had conversations.
And I had to learn that for myself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's important too, is like finding out what you enjoy. Like I'm not necessarily pushing for masturbation, but pushing for learning your body. Yeah. What things turn you on? Like, oh, do I like being touched here? Do I like being touched there? Do I like being talked to? Like that type of stuff. Like, what do you like? Because you have to be able to articulate that to the person that you're with. You can't just be like, I don't like that, and they say what you like and you don't know. Like if you're gonna tell me you don't like something, tell me what you like.
And maybe you don't know that yet. Maybe that's a journey. Like if you waited till marriage, you're not gonna know what you like. Mm-hmm. You just know I don't like that. So let's try something else. Like, yeah, I know I don't like that. Like, but the important part is like we're having the conversation. And we're setting a precedence that this is the area we can communicate. Like, I ain't like when you did that, or don't ever do that again. Like, let's have those conversations, and it can be something that y'all both enjoy, and not something that one person is very excited about, and the other person is like, "Oh, here we go. Like, I got a headache, or I'm tired." Mm-hmm. Thinking of ways to get out of it. Versus how you legitimately enjoy the space. So even like there's some nights where I might not even be in the mood, mm-hmm. but I know if I just get started, I'm gonna get in the mood because I enjoy the space. Mm-hmm. Like maybe I am tired, but just give me 5 minutes and I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's so important. It's so important, and everyone should be enjoying their sexual experience with their partners. Everyone should be enjoying their sexual experience with their spouses. Mm-hmm. Super important.
It is. Well, are we out of time?
We're out of time. We got work to do, paint to put up, and yeah.
Well, what we got on Thursday? Somebody got to do something. Just rehearsal and soccer practice. Trying to figure out our live.
Yeah, I don't know.
Busy week. We don't know if we'll go live, but we will communicate if we do not. Otherwise, if you do not hear from us, we will be right back here on Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook and YouTube to kick it with the family.
Absolutely. Count on a live. Because I feel like whatever plans we have, I don't think they're going to interfere with that time frame. Mm-hmm. But I think we definitely might need to plug in to let them know what's happening with the backdrop and if we're gonna be taking a mid-season break and all of that. So
pray for our strength, y'all.
We'll see. But yeah, until next time, for all the married folk, we're wishing beautiful times and beautiful orgasms for you all. Okay. Why you smiling?
Shut a flashback, boy. I tell you.
All right, relax. All right,
Hey, anyway, we might not be paying right now.
all right, y'all. Listen, y'all have a wonderful day. Never forget, we love love.
Y'all should love too.
Peace.